Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bucket Think Tank, and today we're going to talk about why you should be reading Detective Comics. So when New 52 was still the headline title, moniker, Detective Comics was never great. It was never something that you had to keep reading. And while there were some good ideas, and we often saw like the aftermath of something going on in Batman's life that really impacted Detective Comics, at least in the standalone, like Requiem when Robin died. But it never felt like there was anything important or that interesting that said you had to keep reading it if you weren't already invested in it. So picking up this one, I thought, okay, well, what's the premise? So Batman's assembling a team. And on this team is Batwoman, who will train all the recruits. And it's Stephanie Brown as Spoiler, back from Batman Eternal. Cassandra Cain as Orphan, back from Batman and Robin Eternal. Tim Drake as Robin. Well, okay, nice to see him back. And Clayface. I was like, okay, that's out there. What's causing this team to be built? Apparently, there's a group going around attacking vigilantes. I'm like, oh, okay. And who's this group? And the colony? It's a secret branch of the U.S. government? Huh, secret even from the U.S. government. Okay. And I thought, okay, what happens after that? What happens after that? Okay. Well, there's a group called the Victim Syndicate, and it's a group of people that hate vigilantes, especially Batman, because the Victim Syndicate is a group of people who are actual victims of Batman's war against criminals. They're people caught in the crossfire. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And Anarchy's back? Well, I'm kind of like neutral on that, but okay, yeah, cool. And Batwing's back? Azrael's back? Saint Dumas back by proxy? The League of Shadows? Oh, okay. Zatanna's here? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, the Victim Syndicate's back. This is awesome. What? Somebody died? Oh, okay. So, Detective Comics is really fun, but if we're honest, the stories never really quite match the same oomph as everything else about it. The artwork is really great, but the stories always feel like they can either be a bit more in-depth, or at the very least, the payoff is never quite right. And sometimes it's because they'll come back later. Like, okay, this story feels a bit unresolved because it's not fully resolved yet. It'll resolve in another arc, about 2 more arcs down, and it'll play a bigger role. Like, everything is still going on in Detective Comics. So you can't look at each story like when it quote-unquote resolves as the actual end of that story. Batman and Batwoman and the others, stop the colony, but the colony is still out there, so it never feels like an actual win-win. The whole battle's still going on, and that works for the most part. But what really sells Detective Comics here is what I liked about Detective Comics New 52 had, and that was the characters. So Harvey Bullock was a really great character in Detective Comics. And here, because of the cast, we have Batwoman, we have Stephanie Brown, we have Tim Drake, we have Cassandra Cain, we have Clayface, we have Batwing, we have Luke Fox, we have Azrael. What makes this work is the characters and how they play off of not just each other, but the stories. This is particularly true for Clayface, Cassandra Cain, and Stephanie Brown. Cassandra having to deal with the fact that, she can't properly communicate the same way everyone else can. Stephanie Brown goes through a really interesting, though frustrating story where she's kind of wondering if the Victim Syndicate is right, and that, everything's better with less Batman. And Clayface's story is beautiful because it also plays off well with Cassandra. Like, to see those two of all people sort of bond, no one could have seen that coming, but it's really beautiful. It's almost enough reason to read that as well. On itself, you could read it just for Clayface. There's another really great character, Dr. October, who is our first trans woman, at least I think in all of DC. I don't know. But she's been really fun. She is a former Batman villain. We don't know which one, but we're pretty sure who she isn't for the most part. Well, wasn't. And she's really fun. Every time she's on the page, she's just great. She's just great because it's when you handle social issues in comics, or your diversity, quote-unquote diversity in your comics, it's best to not beat the reader over the head with it. Dr. October is a trans woman, yes, but she's also pretty much this really awesome mad scientist, and she's part of Arthur, so she's just fun. She has a purpose. She's not just there to say, hey, this is diversity, read us. No, no, no. I'm here. I have a character. I have a bit of a history. But that's kind of it. These things are only a small part of me. All right? And we're going to play off of that later, especially when in regards to Clayface. So maybe you might not enjoy the stories. Well, the stories. You'll enjoy the writing's good. The writing's good, but maybe the stories don't have the payoff you're looking for, which is fine. If you're looking for a much bigger story for Batman in Gotham City, I'd just read Batman. But if you're looking for a lot more character moments, a lot of elements I feel like are missing from the Batman books lately, which is what I think Detective Comics and Action Comics are for in their respective books, to sort of show you what everything else is going on. I would recommend you pick up Detective Comics. With that in mind, we'll bring this video to a close here. If you have any thoughts on Detective Comics, leave that down in the comment section. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you all later. This is the Bucket Think Tank signing out. May your fandom serve you well.